Very excited to introduce two of my favorite people, Helen Goodland and Scott Chatterton, who are both on our board of directors here at CanBIM. They're going to spend 15 minutes explaining how to use BIM for wood buildings, kind of a introductory guide. And I'll let you guys do your own introductions. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom. So yes, thank you very much. And thank you, everyone, for such a fabulous series of presentations this morning. It really makes our job so much easier at the end. So we don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm going to just introduce myself and I'll pass it over to Scott. So I'm Helen Goodland. I am very proud to be a member of the CanBIM Board of Directors. I'm also the Head of Research and Innovation for Scius Advisory, which is a construction-related innovation management company based out in beautiful British Columbia. Scott.
Thanks, Helen. Yeah, my name's Scott Chatterton. I've been a member of the Board of Directors for a number of years now. I'm very pleased to be a part of that great organization. I'm also the BIM Solutions Director for a company called BIM One, and we do BIM consulting. And I, too, am located in beautiful British Columbia.
So what we wanted to just share with you as a takeaway from today's session is a project that we've been working on together, which is to really provide a sort of starting point for those designers and builders who are working with wood buildings, and to put together a sort of an introductory guide, just a sort of how to get started and some of the key considerations for wood buildings. So we've introduced ourselves. That's what we look like, as you can see, hopefully more or less these days. So the guide's purpose is really to leverage this enthusiasm for timber that you heard about this morning or afternoon, depending on where you are, and see it. That it's by using that you can really leverage bits of wood.
Yeah, breaking up a little bit on us, Helen.
So, oh, okay. Well, you're going to have to jump in then, Scott, and save me if my West Coast Wi-Fi connection doesn't really work. Sure. So just to get started, I just wanted to also recognize that this project was made possible by Forestry Innovation Investment, who is BC's sort of public agency responsible for the promotion and support of BC's forestry products and advocating for the use of innovative solutions for wood. And it's really down to them that we've seen so much happening out here on the West Coast in the way of wood projects. The guide was put together really on the strength of interviews and insights from some of our leading designers and builders and fabricators of timber out here in BC. So a broad range.
Hey, Helen, sorry for interruption. Just want to confirm that you're sharing a screen because we don't see a presentation just yet.
Yes, I am.
Can you reshare
can't see
if possible?
You because yeah, of course, sorry.
So while Helen's doing that, I'll just reiterate a little bit about what she talked about with the BIM guide. And as she said, we're really working with industry. We've done a lot of research and asked a lot of questions. And the guide is just that. It's an introductory. It's a reference to using wood within the industry. Certainly want to help promote the use of wood and heavy timber in the industry. And we talk a little bit about how that's done. We've got some actual quotes from industry members talking about the challenges and the benefits to what they have found, and it's come together quite well. It's a very informative and very interesting guide.
Do you see it now?
So we see the PowerPoint slide deck.
Okay. I'm going to do it this way.
So I work very closely with Albert Lamb of Scius Consulting and Helen on this project. We interviewed numerous people within the industry, and here's just a list of some of the people that we talked to. Albert did an excellent job in pulling together survey questions, reaching out to numerous people, getting some case studies and stories around how we're utilizing BIM. And we got some excellent feedback, and we had some really good conversations with a lot of these people and and the impact that the BIM has had on using wood specifically within the industry.
Thanks, Scott. So very briefly, it's designed as a sort of pull-out guide so that there are 5 chapters. Very simply, you can apply each of these and provide them to your clients, to your project stakeholders, as a sort of a place to start the conversation about how to use digital tools with wood buildings in particular. So the contents really are for owners. I mean, what we've heard this morning loud and clear is that owners really need help to understand the different impacts on the project delivery process, from more of that upfront planning, how consultants need to get involved much earlier, the role of the trades and fabricators. I mean, you heard from Patrick at Element 5 how vital it is for the manufacturers to be involved right from the very beginning. And of course, the general contracting and construction teams as well. And a shout out to the Nakun team who you heard about in Robert's project. This is another of theirs, and it just shows that even for very small, challenging projects that would be very difficult to do in any circumstance, the role of BIM and the digital project delivery methods are absolutely crucial to those projects' success.
And having everybody on the project team to have a really good understanding of how BIM is used. So if you're a design consultant, if you're a contractor, and you've got a client who's coming to you saying, I want to use BIM, or I want to use wood, or I want to do this a little differently and more efficiently, as Helen said, this guide has pull-out sections, or you can give them the whole guide as a reference to how things are done, so they can speak and understand the same terminology and pick up some of these key takeaways that's within the guide itself.
Yeah, so the guide, where it is right now is we're just going through some final finishing touch. It will be out in a few weeks' time. But just to give you a sneak peek as to what's inside, really it's about, practical walkthroughs, lots of examples of projects where digital tools have been used in all sorts of different ways. Some of the software tools that you've heard about this morning are explained, strengths and weaknesses. There's some case study examples, and most importantly, there's commentary from the field. So the folks who we talked to prepare this guide were incredibly generous with their time, that they gave us lots of good insights, watch points, things that worked, things that didn't, things that they might do differently next time. And then, of course, there's a whole suite of resources and links at the end.
Yeah, so it's not just, our opinion about this. Having actual interviews and references from people within the industry to provide feedback is really invaluable.
And I also want to acknowledge, we did work with Associated Engineering on this project, and this is a sort of carryover from some previous work that we've done, all of which you can find on the Naturally Wood website. Which has got a nice section all about this transition to modern methods of construction and BIM. What Associated Engineering did with us was to basically develop a series of Revit-based case study files that people can take and look at. And it just not only shows some of those kind of helpful details, there's an example right there of the kind of zero lot line wall assembly that Robert was talking about earlier and how challenging that can be, but also some of the parametric data that goes into that and some of the supporting information that can be made available through using BIM. Again, it might not seem like so revolutionary to those of you on the call today, but for many people working in the industry today, this is all very new, and we need to be able to provide those entry-level first step solutions and to show what it looks like and what the benefits are and some of the ways that you need to think differently. So that's it. We would very much like to hear from you. If you would like us to send you your free copy when it's available, please take note of my email there. I believe Sergey is putting a poll up on the Hopin platform for you to add your email to as well. So if you'd like your free copy, please let us know. I would say we're probably a couple of weeks away from it being finally launched, but yeah, we'd love to hear what you think. And we've got lots of good ideas from this morning's presentation to maybe add a little bit of richness even from that. So thank you again to everyone who participated today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been excellent. Thank you.
Well, thanks so
Tom.
much, Helen and Scott, and thanks for putting that that guide together. And of course, thanks for helping to organize this event. You guys were behind the scenes pulling in a lot of the speakers, so we really appreciate that effort. I think this was a really interesting day. I'd love to do this event, this subject matter again in the near future. Obviously, the demand for this product is increasing exponentially. Every year, it seems like more factory production, the capacity gets increased. There's more interest in the design, and obviously, there's a huge demand. And it's a wonderful product, and I think it's really having a positive impact on our efforts around sustainability. So I think it's a great subject to cover.